Okay, let's see what the heck is going on this week. It looks like we've got the week bookended by Jupiter, and there are other things going on. Let's say the week is being brought to you by Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, the Sun, and the Moon. Doesn't necessarily mean that the other planets aren't involved. It's just that there are particular statements coming from those planets that I began with here that are worth paying attention to. They're more adamantly, shall we say, stirring the pot this week. So let's just go take a look at our chart for the week. We'll just start right out there. Okay, here we are, Monday, 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 Monday. Aspect, Mars over here working its way through Virgo, forming this really nice trine over to Jupiter, working its way through Taurus. Earthy qualities. There's a practicality always in place when you're talking Earth. Now, Mars isn't necessarily a planet that says, "Oh, I'm Earth. I want to, get down to that foundational level of what makes things, stable and solid." That's not really generally a Mars kind of energy. Mars is drive, it's action, wants to get something cooking. And Jupiter Jupiter, Jupiter, ruler of a fire and water sign, Pisces and Sagittarius, currently dancing its way through Taurus, reminding us, always sitting there as a reminder. Are you tuned into the energy of what Mother Earth is asking of you in this moment? And this trine between Mars and Jupiter, Mars, drive, Jupiter, go for it. In a trine, there's a harmonious energy here that's, asking us to awaken our ability to, from a Virgo standpoint, get our thoughts in order. And from that, Torian say, what is the value in this moment that is seeking audience? And I use the seeking audience because the very next aspect that I'm going to be talking about is Tuesday, when we have the full moon across the Leo Aquarius axis. And I should also make mention of the fact that the moon, currently out of bounds, this is Monday that I'm doing this, has been out of bounds since Friday and will be out of bounds until tomorrow, Tuesday, when the full moon takes place. So, moon out of bounds. What kind of wild and crazy things might an out of bounds moon represent? It's in Aquarius. The thought processes, the should we call it the creative juices, that's that Leo Aquarius axis, are wanting us to, you know, to invite others. There's the Aquarius side of this full moon. And this, by the way, is the first full moon that we will have here in August. There will be another one when we get near the end of the month. This happens occasionally. I hear they're supermoons. That just means that they're going to be a little closer to the Earth than generally. So the moon might appear just a wee bit larger than normal. And, you know, the full moon, which technically or physically happens about 11:30 Pacific time tomorrow morning, is going to mm, always, it's stimulating our ability to, you know, think out of the box. Not required our, thoughts that we've, been mulling over and over and over again. Oh, no, no, not. This full moon is saying, on Tuesday, a Mars day, by the way. This full moon it's seeking to inspire us. And there's that Leo side. Inspire us into some form of self-expression that has to do with our capacities of engaging one another in, not your withdrawn kind of energies that are, something that you may have done before, but, taking a chance. Say that thing to somebody that you may have been thinking about. Perhaps that isn't done enough in uh, in our interactions with one another, where an inspirational moment arrives where you can, I've been thinking about saying to this person something that I've observed for a long time. Might this be the moment to do it? It might. It's a full moon. Moon's out of bounds. The crazy's on board. The unpredictable is not that far beneath the surface. Actually, I think it's on the surface. And Leo, self expression, where the sun is, that vitality of life is saying, you do what you want, express yourself in ways that you may not have been comfortable doing before, but take the chance. Full moon, the maximum reflected solar light coming from the Aquarian archetype. And, you might sense I, I'm feeling a little excited. And part of the reason is that this new moon, or this full moon, which is going to be at 9 degrees Aquarius, happens to be within 1 degree of my solar sun at 8 degrees of Aquarius. So I I can feel that percolating energy within myself to, in solar fashion, want to make some kind of a statement. What's it going to be? Tomorrow we'll see. Today, as I'm thinking about it, oh, the machinations of the brain are just working overtime. But I don't want to, distract you from all the things that are going on. On this very same day, a Mars day, we have an opposition here between Mercury down here in Virgo, the sign that it has rulership with, across the way from Saturn. So Mercury at home here, being inspired to, get its ducks in a row. That's Virgo's way of doing things. In opposition to Saturn over here in Pisces, is saying, if you really want to get those ducks in alignment, be practical about it. Saturn, after all, has that rulership with Capricorn, the essence of integrity and practicality. It's in Pisces right now. So it's saying that if that mercurial side within you really wants to get its stuff aimed in the right direction, you know, contemplate appropriateness in that endeavor. Because I, as a Saturn being, am going to challenge you if you haven't thought this out. That's that opposition at work. And what does it mean thinking something out across that Pisces, Virgo, and axis? The physical implements of Virgo can be so very practical. And yet, Pisces, the level of imagination and illusion, currently being stimulated, stirred, cajoled, whatever term you want to use there, by this Saturnian theoretical structural energy, is not necessarily the most comfortable kind of energy to grasp, because the imagination, no, into the imagination. This is Pisces. And Saturn says, oh no, hold it within some sort of a limitation process. And Pisces is saying, oh no, not. I can't do that. So you can kind of see there's a edginess to this energy of this opposition across from Mercury over there in Virgo. You know, how many things am I going to invite into the matrix of what it is that I am trying to format into appropriateness? That's that Mercury in Virgo. And you got this, quagmire potential of, creative imagination stirring. You can almost, I get this picture, of this bubble and these little bumps coming out of the side of the bubble as, imagination is trying to spread itself further and wider in the context of a Saturn, which is trying to hold it in some fashion. And it's kind of like, yeah, something's got to give. And I feel like, there's this solar expression of, mass ejection of energy just shooting out into space. If you don't feel comfortable at this particular time for this, by the way, full moon here on Tuesday on a Mars day, perhaps it might be appropriate to do some meditation, because there are options that are going to be more appropriate than others in coming up with something that can embrace, include, and envelop this full moon process that's out of bounds, by the way, remember? So the possibility of eccentricity is showing up. Oh, yes, it is there. And the one other aspect that makes this week just all that much more exciting is this forming square between the Sun and Jupiter. I think I'm just going to go ahead and, 1354 degrees for the Sun over here in Leo, 14 degrees, 14 minutes of Taurus for Jupiter. They're within, basically about 20 minutes of arc from each other. So this is a very strong square. Here's our Jupiter again. Remember, bookending the week. And that solar energy, that impulsive drive to Be something dynamic in your expression, taking chances, and Jupiter right on board with that solar energy saying, what's it say? It's saying, go for it. Be adventurous. Be inspired. Use that solar vitality to uh, release something that you may have been trying to contain within yourself. I'm just going to do that as a short little snippet for this week to contemplate. Moon out of bounds. Moon comes back in bounds on Tuesday, the day of the full moon. So we're going to be a little bit, you know, not quite as eccentric post Tuesday. Just be aware that the lunatic fringe is not that far away. It doesn't, it's not a negative thing. It's it's kicking out the jams. It's allowing some kind of energy that, we may have been holding in to escape. And what's going to happen then? What's going to take place? I can't tell you. Pay attention. You will know it when it's there. And that's the short and the sweet of this week in a nutshell. From this nut in this shell, I greet you to make sure that you have a good week, bookended by Jupiter. There's opportunity if you're willing to take the chance. See you all next week. Bye.